Hello, hello, hello. It is Melinda Bell all the way from you know where, Gainesville, Georgia. And today I want to talk about something that we got to keep going. We got to keep moving. It's kind of like Dory. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Sometimes she didn't know where she was going, but she just kept swimming. So I want to talk about persistence wears out resistance. Yep, you heard it. I know it sounds crazy. Persistence wears out resistance. What am I talking about? It's a very powerful phrase. Persistence wears out resistance. So here's what I mean. Every no, every obstacle, and every delay will eventually give into steady, consistent, faith-filled action. Like when you're not doing things and you're not like, you're getting a no and you stop at that one no, you're not going to get anywhere. But when you get a no and you keep going, it's not about being the loudest or the fastest. It's about being the one who refuses to quit, the one who keeps dialing, the one who keeps calling, the one who keeps looking, the one who keeps showing up. It's persistence that builds, like it wears out resistance. See, when you keep booking, even for where we schedule, when you keep booking, you keep following up, even they, if they don't reply, they don't answer, you keep following up. You keep sharing, even when they may say no. You don't let that one no stop you. You keep going because you are persistent. Here's what I've learned in my 29 years of being in Mary Kay. If you keep going, I remember Cecilia James, my national, said, her success in Mary Kay is when everybody else quit, she kept going. She was persistent, and her persistence wore out the resistance of what people were saying no to. If you are getting weary, if you feel like nobody wants Mary Kay or nobody is recruiting or nobody is buying, oh my goodness, you better stay persistent because your persistence will wear out the resistance of what people say. You know, I look at it this way. I'm very excited. You guys may have heard me say that. I'm very excited about what's about to happen. You know, when COVID happened in 2020, we were very weary about what our business would look like what's going to happen. You know, we didn't know what the future held. We didn't know what it looked like. We didn't understand, but we figured it out. We figured it out. We were persistent. I remember, I have to share the story on how persistent wears out resistance. I remember that when when we started, I didn't know nothing about, technology. I didn't know nothing about StreamYard. I didn't know nothing about booking on Facebook, and I clearly didn't know, Facebook Live. I didn't know nothing like that. I was the girl who was put this on, take this off, how do your face feel? And I remember my very first appointment, I talked a person into saying yes to Mary Kay. I talked them into it. And I told them I was going to do this big StreamYard presentation. It was going to be amazing. Everybody was going to be like, oh, la, la. You guys, it was a complete flop. I failed at it. As a matter of fact, I couldn't even get the person to answer my phone call again. It was such a flop. And I could have let that one instance slow me down and stop me in my tracks because I could not figure it out. But you know what? I was very persistent, and I was determined that somehow, some way, I was going to make this work. I was going to figure it out. And I remember, true story, that I had recruited someone in October of 2019, and she was like, I just want the product. I just want it for myself. I'm too busy to sell. I'm this, I'm that. Come to find out, when we went down, right, and we were in the house, and nobody was going outside, and nobody was playing because of COVID, she called me and said, I need some product. And I said, let's hold a Zoom party. Now, I was persistent. I still didn't know much about Zoom. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to work it. I was like, but I definitely wasn't going back to StreamYard because I lost people. I lost a consultant on that. But I'm going to tell you guys, I did this Zoom, which is a whole nother story. And she had 9 guests on the Zoom. And it was my first time ever doing Zoom. And I figured it out because I was persistent. I want you guys to know that persistent wears out resistance, because that one Zoom led to over 200 Zoom parties. And it led to us completing our first Circle of Excellence, the top director trip. I was a triple star that year, and we earned the trip. And it was my best, up to this day, it was my best year ever. And my best year ever is yet to come, because I'm going to continue to stay persistent, because I've learned that persistence wears out resistance. So here's what I would like for you to think. In your business, what have you been resistant to doing? What has held you back? Is it phone calls? Is it booking? Is it getting leads? Is it follow-up? Is it sharing the opportunity? Whatever it is that has held you back, I'm going to challenge you to take that one step and be persistent in it. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's 3 calls a day that you're going to do persistently for 90 days. I can guarantee you that your persistence will wear out the resistance, and your business will look so differently 90 days from today when you take the stand that you're going to be persistent and wear out the resistance. See, here's the thing. Every dream worth having, or every dream worth seeing it come to fruition, came because you were persistent, you were steady, you had an unshakable faith, and you were in motion. It is the master key that wears out every lock. You got to persist. Don't push, but we don't just go through the obstacles. We persist, and we reshape them, because when you are persistent, remember, it will wear out resistance. Proof is in the pudding. You got to give it all you got and watch what happens. See, persistence is faith in action. We may not see the outcome, but we know that it is going to be great. Like when we visualize the outcome and we just keep working and working and working toward it, before you know it, your resistance will always show up first, like doubt, fear, fatigue, distraction, delays. But persistence always wins, because it doesn't rely on how it feels. It relies on what it believes. You got to believe that it is going to happen. Mary Kay Ash said it so well. She said, aerodynamically, the bumblebee shouldn't be able to fly. But the bumblebee doesn't know it, so it goes on flying anyway. That's persistence. That's the energy that it's going to take to overcome resistance. I want you to think, what are you going to choose? What one thing you're going to be persistent at? What thing you're going to latch on? What one thing you're going to hold on to? What one thing you're going to be committed to? What one thing you're going to promise yourself? What one thing you're going to have faith and believe that when you work persistently, that you're going to overcome the resistance. I can't wait to see you in the 90 days where you show up if you're persistent today with the one thing that is going to change your life. So, persistence wears out resistance. Let's go wear the slap out of resistance by being persistent. This is your girl, Melinda Bell, all the way you know where from, Gainesville, Georgia. Let's be persistent starting today and wear out that resistance.